A wide establishing shot captures the sprawling high-tech training ground under harsh noon light, neon banners fluttering above rows of students and teachers in sleek uniforms. A slightly lower wide shot reveals the same training ground, emphasizing the gleaming floor and the bustling crowd beneath the noon sun. The frame fills with the 4th High School of Linen City, a sea of eager faces illuminated by humming holo displays. A tilted wide view of the same scene shows the holo displays more prominently, their light reflecting off the crowd's uniforms. The atmosphere crackles with anticipation as the crowd waits for the ceremony to begin, a palpable buzz filling the air. A similar medium shot emphasizes the tense silence, the crowd's collective breath held under the bright sky. A teenage boy steps forward, eyes bright with excitement, raising his hand as he shouts about awakening their professions. The same boy is captured from a slightly angled side view, his bright eyes still alight as he raises his hand to speak. He declares his hope to obtain the warrior profession, his voice carrying confidence across the courtyard. A repeat close-up shows the same declaration, his resolve evident as he speaks of the warrior path. Another student replies, focusing on defense, his tone calm yet purposeful. A similar medium view captures his calm declaration about focusing on defense, his posture steady. He proclaims his determination to survive against demon beasts, fists clenched and shoulders tensed with resolve. A repeat close-up emphasizes his clenched fists and tense shoulders, his resolve unwavering. A close-up on another student shows a smirk playing on his lips, a faint glow outlining his hair as he replies, "Is that all?" A similar close-up captures his teasing reply, the glow around his hair shimmering as he challenges the others. Yang Wei asks, "Where's your ambition?" To Lu Yen, his voice cutting through the harsh noon heat of the training ground. Yang Wei repeats his question, "Where's your ambition?" As Lu Yen watches from behind his shoulder, Yang Wei declares, "I want to become a mage," his voice resonating with determination. Yang Wei repeats his aspiration, "I want to become a mage." As Lu Yen listens, Yang Wei suggests, "Wouldn't it be faster to unleash a spell on a large group of demon beasts?" And sweeps his hand, conjuring a faint arc of light. Yang Wei repeats his proposal, the arc of light lingering in the air as Lu Yen watches. Lu Yen clenches his fists, nerves tightening as he prepares to answer the unseen third voice. Lu Yan's fists remain clenched, his gaze fixed forward as the tension builds. Lu Yen whispers, "I heard summoners can summon demon girls from another world." Lu Yen repeats the rumor, his voice low and conspiratorial. Lu Yen laughs, "Hee, this is true happiness." Energy ripples around his fingertips. Lu Yan's laughter continues, the energy still dancing at his fingertips as Yang Wei observes. Lu Yen, arms crossed and scowl deepening, interjects, "Yang Wei, you pervert." Lu Yen repeats his accusation, his crossed arms tightening as his scowl sharpens. Yang Wei retorts, "Your thoughts are actually so dirty," his voice edged with anger. Yang Wei repeats his rebuke, his posture tense as he confronts Lu Yen. Yang Wei tells Lu Yen that if he can't keep her, he should remember to ask for help, his voice cutting through the harsh noon air of the training ground. Yang Wei repeats his warning to Lu Yen, the words hanging in the air as the sun beats down on the training field. From a low angle, Yang Wei's warning echoes, the words resonating with the dust kicked up by their footsteps. A top-down view shows Yang Wei delivering his line, the words mapping the space between them like lines on the mat. Lu Yen offers a half-joking, half-threatening promise to hide the demon woman, pointing a finger at the previous speaker. Lu Yen repeats his offer, his finger still extended toward Yang Wei as the sun glints off his pointing hand. Lu Yan's fists ball tightly, his jaw set, sweat glistening on his brow as tension builds. A tight shot captures Lu Yan's clenched fists and set jaw, the sweat on his skin shimmering under the bright light. The camera lingers on Lu Yan's trembling knuckles as the surrounding chatter fades into a low hum. A lingering shot fixes on Lu Yan's shaking knuckles, the ambient noise of the crowd receding into silence. A voiceover narrates the demon disaster a century ago. The flashback continues with Wang Mued silhouetted against the ruined skyline, his voiceover describing the scarcity of awakened combat professions. The Void Gate erupted, spilling countless demon beasts and alien races, expanding the earth by thousands of miles, as Wang Mued watches the catastrophe unfold. The Void Gate's eruption floods the horizon with demon beasts and alien races, and Wang Mued's gaze remains fixed on the expanding chaos. Dark dens sprout, monsters ravage, humanity cowers. In the bleak aftermath, dark dens emerge and monsters ravage the world, while Wang Mued remains a solitary figure amidst humanity's surrender. Wang Mued watches a holographic display of scientists in glowing labs, data streams cascading around the projection. Wang Mued observes the same holographic lab scene, his gaze tracing the flowing streams of data. Wang Mued continues to study the holographic scientists, his posture unchanged as the data streams pulse. Wang Mued's eyes follow the rapid cascade of data, his demeanor unchanged. Wang Mued listens to a recorded voice explaining the awakening age, his posture unchanged. Wang Mued studies the stone tablet hologram, the words about the awakening age reflecting in his eyes. Lu Yan's thin frame moves deftly through the combat drill, his hands slicing the air with precise motions. Lu Yan continues his drill, his hands moving with graceful speed as he practices his technique. He trains with fierce precision, each strike leaving a streak of light that arcs through the air. Lu Yan recalls his sister figure, Luo Lioli, as the camera shifts over her shoulder, showing her clutching a blood essence tonic. Luo Lioli, who traded a reward for a blood essence tonic, ended up gravely wounded on her first mission. His eyes flicker with desperation as he watches Luo Lioli's struggle. Lu Yan's face fills the frame, his eyes narrowed as he stares at the glowing awakening platform, his lips barely moving as he whispers his resolve. Lu Yan's breath catches as he declares, "Only by changing to a combat profession and obtaining a reward can I save Sister Lioli." His gaze fixed on the platform's glow. The awakening ceremony begins. The echoing names Wang Muyu, Li Feng, Zhu Yu ring as the three students step onto their platforms, each placing a hand on a pulsing stone. From a low angle, Lu Yan stands at the back of the ragged line, his posture slumped, eyes fixed on the platform ahead. A member of the accompanying class, his uniform plain, his place marked by a simple badge. Lu Yan watches the privileged students, their bodies equipped with glowing blood essence supplements, while drones hover nearby. A holographic tuition fee ledger flickers red numbers, contrasting the privileged class's high-tech support with Lu Yan's class's lack of resources. The announcer declares that most in his group can only hope for auxiliary awakenings. The crowd murmurs as the statement about auxiliary awakenings echoes through the arena. Lu Yan's hand hovers trembling over the stone of his awakening platform. Lu Yan's hand hovers over the platform stone, the camera capturing the moment from a side angle. His shaking hand trembles as the stone beneath ripples like liquid fire, ready to seal his fate. His shaking hand continues to hover, the stone's fire-like ripples intensifying. The camera sweeps over a sprawling academy courtyard at dawn, the sky bruised violet. The sweeping view continues, revealing the courtyard's stone platforms bathed in dawn light. Rows of stone platforms rise like altars, each crowned with a pulsing crystal. The altars of stone platforms stand tall, their crystals pulsing rhythmically. A thin column of white light erupts from the central profession awakening platform, bathing the stone in harsh directional glow. The white light continues to blaze, throwing long shadows across the gathered students. The camera focuses low on the glowing crystal as the light spikes upward. A low-angle view captures the crystal's glow as the light surges skyward. A cluster of students in the front row leans forward, their faces lit by the flare. The front row students hunch forward, their expressions illuminated by the bright flare. Lu Yan raises his hand, eyes wide, and shouts, "Look, Zhu Yu has awakened the mage profession." The crowd murmurs that the mage profession is popular for its wide area of effect attack. Lu Yan declares, "I'm really envious," while gesturing dramatically toward the glowing aura surrounding Zhu Yu's silhouette. Zhu crosses his arms and scoffs. Li Ming has awakened the alchemist profession. A voice whispers, "What a pity." Someone remarks, "His combat talent is high. No one can beat him in sparring." Zhu Yu's voice drips with sarcasm as he points at Li Ming's dimmer light. A third voice cracks, "Damn." A puzzled murmur ripples through the ceremony arena as someone asks, "What's going on?" The question echoes again, "What's going on?" As the crowd's attention shifts across the arena, a voice asks, "Has Yang Wei really awakened as the summoner?" Reverberating through the hall. The same question, "Has Yang Wei really awakened as the summoner?" hangs in the air, drawing curious glances. A student scoffs, "Is this guy really going to summon a bunch of demon girls?" and throws his head back, eyes flashing with disbelief as a chaotic swirl of dark energy flickers behind Yang Wei's platform. The same incredulous shout rings out, and Yang Wei throws his head back, eyes flashing, while the dark energy swirl lingers behind his platform. The crowd's chatter erupts into a cacophony of excited and jealous murmurs, filling the arena with restless energy. Excited and jealous murmurs swell as the audience reacts to the awakenings. As the central light intensifies, silhouettes on the stage begin to glow, each student's aura flaring to reveal their newly awakened profession. The intensifying central light causes the silhouettes to glow brighter, their auras flaring outward as the awakenings become evident. Those bathed in bright, combat-colored light grin triumphantly. Those cloaked in muted, auxiliary hues lower their heads in regret. The victorious students grin under the combat-colored glow, while the auxiliary-hued students bow their heads in quiet disappointment. A few students stare at their own dim platforms, mouths agape, unable to accept the silence of an unawakened stone. Several pupils gaze at their darkened platforms, mouths open in shock, unable to reconcile the quiet stone beneath them. An extreme close-up captures a stunned student's eyes, reflecting the empty crystal as the revelation sinks in. The camera lingers on the stunned student's eyes, the empty crystal surface mirrored in his wide, shocked gaze. A voice from the sidelines calls, "Lu Yen, Feng Wei, Ma Xiao Qiao." And Lu Yen steps forward, his shoulders hunched and a nervous tremor evident in his gait. He approaches the awakening stone, the teacher beside him gesturing a steadying hand toward his palm. Lu Yen places his hand on the cold stone. A sudden buzz crackles, and a faint green light erupts, tinged with a defeated aura. He exhales a sigh of relief, his shoulders relaxing as the light swirls around him, enveloping his body in a soft, emerald glow that begins to merge with his own form. Data streams flicker across an invisible HUD. Name, Lu Yen level, 0 class, Necromancer skill, none. Lu Yen snaps his gaze to the floating profession column, his jaw tightening for a heartbeat before loosening as the realization settles. Lu Yan's gaze snaps to the floating profession column, his jaw tightening then loosening as the realization settles. He mutters under his breath, "A necromancer. Not bad." His voice barely audible over the hum of the platform, while his hand clenches around the stone. A soft, synthetic chime rings in his ear. Ding! Detected that the host has changed his profession. The system voice announces, "Profession auxiliary system activated." A calm metallic tone echoing directly in his mind. A second, brighter tone follows, "System activation complete." The system declares, "In order to thank the host for 6 years of body nurturing, I'll give host a random reward." A neutral system voice declares that the reward is being distributed at random. The system voice announces that the host will receive a second profession awakening as a reward. A holographic prompt flickers, asking whether to activate the reward now. A whispered commentary echoes in the minds of the audience, announcing Lu Yan's Necromancer awakening. A thought bubbles in Lu Yan's mind, noting his good luck. A snide voice comments on Lu Yan's class status and combat profession, questioning his achievement. A critical voice remarks that necromancers are the weakest combat profession, with only a few skeletal soldiers. A critical voice remarked that necromancers are the weakest combat profession, with only a few skeletal soldiers. A concluding voice acknowledges the limited skills but praises the achievement, noting that obtaining a combat profession is already decent. Liu Yan's face remains impassive, his eyes narrowed as an internal voice makes his body tremble. He thinks, "System. I hoped for a cheat code, not this. 6 years of body nurturing." Liu Yan's mouth twitches, a faint smile of bitter irony forming as he reflects on the ineffective tonic. The HUD flashes again. Second profession awakening. Exploit your potential fully and undergo a second awakening. Liu Yan's heart pounds visibly. His hand tightens on the stone, and he nods decisively. A dark, swirling light erupts from his core, merging with the lingering green aura, engulfing his form in a vortex of shadow and emerald. A vortex of dark energy swirls around Liu Yan, scattering sparks of darkness as his awakening intensifies. The dark vortex continues to coil around Liu Yan, scattering sparks of shadow as his power surges. In a modest classroom, form teacher Li Xiaoyu leans casually against a desk, a smirk playing on his lips. Form teacher Li Xiaoyu continues to lean against the desk, his smirk widening as he surveys the room. Li Xiaoyu calls out toward the back of the room, asking Old Wang about his class's situation. Li Xiaoyu's voice carries across the room as he asks Old Wang about the class's progress. Li Xiaoyu boasts that 20 of his students have already awakened combat professions, his tone teasing and his eyes flashing with competitive fire. Li Xiaoyu declares the 20 awakenings with a teasing tone, his eyes sparkling with rivalry. Wang Mud, standing near the window, turns sharply, his brows furrowed in concentration. Wang Mud pivots sharply by the window, his brows tightening as he reacts. Wang Mud snaps back, claiming only 15 awakenings. His voice edged with irritation as his shoulders bristle and he points toward the roster on the wall. Wang Mud's irritation shows as he gestures at the roster, insisting his class has only 15 awakenings. Li Xiaoyu chuckles with a light, mocking laugh, replying, "Huh, only 15. Li Xiaoyu's mocking laugh echoes as he replies, "Huh, only 15. Only a few students from the accompanying class remain, the room now quiet and empty. Now there are only some students from the accompanying class left." The arena falls silent as the final words are spoken, the empty platform reflecting the lingering echo of the declaration. A brief pause follows, the stillness of the arena underscored by the quiet hum of distant murmurs. Li Xiaoyu folds his arms and smiles smugly, his eyes fixed on Wang Mud as the teacher's expression tightens. From a frontal angle, Li Xiaoyu's satisfied grin contrasts with Wang Mud's stern stare, the tension palpable. Wang Mud's jaw tightens as he watches Li Xiaoyu's smug expression, the atmosphere thickening like a storm cloud. A close-up captures Wang Mud's hardened stare, his eyes narrowed while Li Xiaoyu's confident posture remains in view. The camera pulls back, revealing the entire classroom with a chalkboard covered in numbers, the ambient light deepening the rivalry's mood. A sweeping view shows the arena's architecture, the chalkboard's equations stark against the dimly lit space. Wang Mud lifts his eyebrows, a slight twitch at his mouth betraying uncertainty as he glances toward the towering whiteboard. A similar frame captures Wang Mud's hesitant expression, his eyes fixed on the distant whiteboard displaying exam results. The rim light outlines Wang Mud's furrowed brow, emphasizing his concentration. A repeat of the rimlit portrait shows Wang Mud's determined stare, the light accentuating the lines of his face. Wang Mud points a firm finger toward the glowing awakening platform where Liu Yan stands, his voice cutting through the courtyard murmurs. From a slightly higher angle, Wang Mud's pointing gesture dominates the frame while Liu Yan remains poised on the illuminated platform. A quiet pause follows the remark, the arena holding its breath after the teasing comment. The silence lingers, the words hanging in the air as the crowd watches the teachers. Li Xiaoyu declares that there are 16 awakened students, his voice echoing across the arena. Li Xiaoyu narrows his eyes and tilts his head slightly as he scans the platform. Li Xiaoyu leans forward, lips curled in disdain, and spits his retort. Li Xiaoyu asks, "That's a student from the accompanying class, right?" Li Xiaoyu comments, It's indeed not bad for a student to awaken a combat profession. Li Xiaoyu says, unfortunately, he's only a necromancer. Li Xiaoyu throws his hands up, his posture exaggerated, his tone dripping with sarcasm. Li Xiaoyu asks, don't tell me you don't know the combat strength of a necromancer. Li Xiaoyu smirks and taunts Lu Yan, asking if he can summon a few skeleton soldiers, his voice dripping with sarcasm. Li Xiaoyu repeats his challenge, the words echoing across the arena as he probes Lu Yan's necromantic resolve. Li Xiaoyu's voice cuts through the murmurs, declaring that this is reality, not a game. His stare daring Lu Yan to prove otherwise. With a chuckle, Li Xiaoyu reminds Lu Yan that demon beasts are not stupid, his tone laced with contempt. Li Xiaoyu adds that they won't only attack skeleton soldiers, hinting at a broader threat looming over Lu Yan's plans. Li Xiaoyu leans back, arms crossed, eyes narrowed, delivering the final jab of his taunt. Wang Mud scoffs, suggesting that with a necromancer's physique, Lu Yan could bid farewell to the university entrance exam. Wang Mud continues, remarking that this student of Li Xiaoyu looks very weak. Wang Mud declares that the necromancer's physique score is probably less than 10. Wang Mud concludes that Lu Yan won't be able to do well, his tone dripping with certainty. Wang Mud snorts, a puff of breath escaping his nostrils, and gestures dismissively toward Li Xiaoyu. Wang Mud reminds Li Xiaoyu that the university entrance examination results are not out yet, his voice calm but firm. Wang Mud adds that everything is still unknown, his tone carrying a hint of weary patience. Wang Mud tells Li Xiaoyu to focus on his own class, his words sharp and authoritative. Li Xiaoyu chuckles, a smug grin spreading across his face as he folds his arms, then steps away with a swagger. Li Xiaoyu laughs lightly, declaring that he has no other intentions, his eyes sparkling with mischief. Li Xiaoyu steps forward, his voice light as he says, I just came to chat with you. Li Xiaoyu declares, since Teacher Wang doesn't welcome me, I'll talk to Teacher Wang after the university entrance examination results are out. Wang Mud shakes his head, his smug posture evident, and turns to leave, his steps echoing on the polished floor. Wang Mud's gaze returns to Lu Yan on the platform, his brow deepening into a frown as he watches the student from the accompanying class. The camera closes in on Wang Mud's clenched jaw. A distant cry pierces the air, followed by a thunderous boom that reverberates through the courtyard. A blinding column of light erupts from the awakening platform far behind the group, spiraling upward and then cascading into Lu Yan's outstretched arms. It's the advanced version of the warrior profession, Berserker. I didn't expect someone in the school to awaken an advanced combat profession. The crowd gasps, heads turning in unison toward the radiant girl, their faces lit by the flickering glow. Generally speaking, a second or even third profession awakening is needed to awaken an advanced combat profession. If you advance a combat profession in the first try, your future will be limitless. Another voice, sharp and eager, cuts through the chatter. I heard that other than the fixed rewards, the school will also distribute additional rewards for students with advanced combat professions. If only I had awakened an advanced combat profession. A third voice, tinged with awe, adds. Lu Yan asks, what are you thinking? His voice cutting through the hushed crowd. He remarks that advanced combat professions, while less uncommon than hidden ones, remain rare. He adds that the Academy has produced only one such practitioner in the past decade. A faint pulse of light flickers twice on his chest, unnoticed by the surrounding spectators. The camera captures a low-angle close-up of his torso as the light flares. A crystalline voice whispers into his ear, and the radiant aura withdraws, sinking into his body. He declares, Second Awakening completed. An unseen announcer proclaims, Congratulations on awakening a hidden profession, the Undead Monarch. The echoing voice causes his shoulders to straighten as a surge of power courses through him. A holographic overlay flashes above his head, showing his new stats in neon blue. The camera shifts to an over-the-shoulder view of the floating UI. The display reads, Name, Lu Yan, Level, 0, Profession, Undead Monarch. He taps the floating panel, his eyes widening as 3 talent icons pulse with dark energy. The UI displays the talent skill Undead Intimidation with its effect description. The UI reads, Talent skill, Netherworld Soul Devouring. Devour the soul power of helpless creatures to gain 1% of the opponent's strength. The UI shows, Talent skill, Undead Army. Command an unlimited number of undead. The camera pulls back, unveiling the ceremony arena's courtyard, where clusters of students murmur, their faces lit with excitement as whispers ripple through the crowd. A wide shot drenches the scene in saturated reds and blues. The motion-blurred silhouettes of murmuring students streak across the frame. The teacher stands beside Lu Yen, his eyes fixed on the stunned pupil's expression before leaning forward, his voice firm yet encouraging. A voice cuts through the murmurs, urging, Don't be stunned. The same voice continues, If you're done awakening your profession, then go down. A final remark follows, It's already not bad for you to awaken the necromancer profession. Lu Yen blinks, steadies his gaze, nods once, and strides down from the platform, each step resonating with newfound confidence. The view pans over a hovering holographic interface, its panels flickering with neon teal. A scrolling list appears, displaying today's mission. Push-up, 0 300ths. Jumping jacks, 0 100ths. Pull-up, 0 200ths. While reward icons pulse beneath, the screen flashes the rewards. Reward 1 to 3 free attribute points. Reward 2 to 3 skill points. Reward 3, professional skill book. And a rare option blinking. I want all of them, only young ones make choices. The room is dim, illuminated only by a single overhead strip light that casts sharp shadows across the console. A hand taps the accept button on the console. Then the view shifts to Lu Yan's torso as he steadies himself, eyes fixed on the mission list. The HUD beside him glows with the same teal, emphasizing the seriousness of the daily task. The scene cuts to a static display of 2 glowing icons. A small crystal labeled Free Attribute Points and a gear-shaped Skill Points, each radiating a faint golden aura. Text overlays explain their value. The former can boost physique, the latter can sharpen skill proficiency. A third icon, a leather-bound tome, glints, hinting at instant comprehension of a new ability. The camera lingers on the fourth, oversized option, which pulses ominously, underscoring its rarity. A low-angle shot frames Lu Yen as he opens a translucent panel titled Body Attributes, with numbers flashing for his stats. His shoulders slump slightly at the low strength and physique, then straighten as the high agility and intelligence numbers blaze brighter, casting a brief rim of light on his back. Close up on Lu Yan's determined face as he taps the Add to Physique button, and a soft surge of light flows into his silhouette, visibly thickening his posture. A chubby student waddles into view, bumping into Lu Yen with a cheerful grin. The camera captures the collision in slow motion, the 2 bodies briefly overlapping before separating. Lu Yen turns, his lips curving into a smile, and says, Lu Yen, not bad. A system voice announces, You've awakened a combat profession. A teasing voice adds, Although it's only a necromancer, it's already not bad for you. The chubby student, Yang Wei, returns the smile, eyes bright, and replies, Yang Wei, you've awakened the profession you want. However, do you really plan to summon demon girls? Yang Wei leans forward, hands gesturing animatedly. Yang Wei raises an eyebrow, his expression shifting to mock seriousness, and retorts, Tisk, how is that possible? Am I that kind of person? Lu Yen asks, his tone tentative. I naturally want to summon the strongest creature. A bead of sweat glistens on his forehead as he leans in, whispering, Lower your voice. Don't let everyone think that I'm a pervert. The view shifts to a bustling city street at dusk, neon signs flickering against the fading light. Lu Yen darts through the crowd, clutching the vial tightly as his stride conveys urgency. The camera tracks his motion, the background blurring to emphasize his speed. He bursts through the automatic doors of the Linen City People's Hospital, the hiss echoing as they slide open. Inside, fluorescent lights cast a sterile white glow over the hospital corridors. A static shot follows a hospital hallway to a door marked Room 208 Inpatient, which slides open to reveal a cramped room bathed in soft, warm light. On the third bed lies Luo Lioli, her body swathed in white bandages. She glares at a stern figure standing beside a clipboard. The camera zooms in on her clenched jaw as she demands 38,000. Her voice trembles with frustration as she asks why the medical fees have risen again. Director Huang, a middle-aged man with a cold stare, looks down at her, his expression unyielding. He replies, "I know that you don't have the money to treat your injuries in one go." He warns that treating her injuries intermittently will only worsen her condition. He adds that the medical fees will naturally increase, his words echoing in the quiet room as fluorescent light casts harsh shadows on his face. Luo Lioli bites her lip, eyes glistening with unshed tears. In a brief flashback, Luo Lioli's eyes sparkle with excitement as she envisions future missions that will sustain her life and aid Lu Yen, while Director Huang watches her with a measured gaze. The memory fades as Luo Lioli lets out a soft sigh, accepting her fate, while Director Huang remains a silent observer in the dimly lit ward. The final panel holds on Luo Lioli's resigned expression, the bandaged limbs and the sterile hospital setting underscoring the lingering pain of her sacrifice. The orphanage's cracked walls echo with distant laughter. Lu Yen slips a crumpled piece of bread into Luo Lioli's hand, their eyes meeting in a silent pact of survival. A close-up on Luo Lioli's face catches a faint smile, revealing the depth of her bond with Lu Yen, the only family she has in this harsh world. A low-angle shot captures Lu Yan's frail silhouette, a faint glow surrounding his chest as his body trembles without the blood essence tonic pulsing in his veins. The awakening of his profession would shatter his weakened frame, a thought reflected in his clenched fists and tense posture. At a battered wooden table, a vial of tonic glints beside a stack of coins, as Lu Yen contemplates exchanging his mission reward for the life-saving elixir. Over the shoulder of Luo Lioli's cramped dorm, her teammates' sharp voices echo, but she lifts her chin, eyes flashing defiance. An extreme close-up captures Luo Lioli's mouth as she declares her independence, her lips forming determined words. She declares with confidence, "I can do whatever I want," her eyes shining with unyielding resolve. "What does that have to do with you?" she retorts, her eyebrows raised in challenge. Her shoulders tighten as anxiety flickers across her features. She pulls back, unwilling to watch Lu Yen shoulder the mounting medical bills. In a sterile hospital corridor, Director Huang stands beneath harsh fluorescent light, his voice cutting coldly through the air as Lu Yen listens nearby. A close-up rim lights Director Huang's jaw as he offers a chilling proposition, his words promising a grim bargain for Luo Lioli's treatment. Director Huang leans slightly forward, his voice low as he promises a large sum of money, while Lu Yen listens with a cautious stare. Lu Yan's eyes flash with a glimmer of hope as he whispers that this might be a way out. Luo Lioli's eyes narrow, her voice cold as she declares that in the face of death, dignity is futile. She continues, her tone weary, stating she has witnessed too many deaths. She warns that if you die, you'll lose everything. Luo Lioli offers a thin smile, thanking Director Huang for his concern. She retorts that Director Huang should simply do his job. Lu Yen bursts through the door, his determined glare filling the room as Director Huang freezes and sneers. Director Huang slides a ledger across the desk, his voice ordering Lu Yen to pay the medical fees first. Lu Yen replies that 3 days have already passed. Director Huang reads the total, announcing that it amounts to 38,000. Lu Yen pulls a sleek bank card from his pocket, a glowing tube of high-grade healing liquid glinting beside it, and declares he will pay the fees directly. He adds that he still has 12,000 inside. He thrusts the card forward, stating he will use it to pay future fees in advance. Lu Yen hands the vial to Director Huang, asking him to inject the healing liquid into Sister Lioli. Director Huang nods and says thank you, Director Huang's eyes widen before he turns his back, his footsteps echoing down the hallway. Lu Yen watches his retreat, his brow tightening with a cold resolve. Luo Lioli lies on the hospital bed as the camera closes in on her, the sterile lights bathing her figure. Lu Yen gently places a card and a vial beside Luo Lioli, whose eyes widen as she gasps and breaks into a bright smile. Luo Lioli's eyes sparkle as she asks Lu Yen, "Little Yen, did you successfully awaken your profession?" Lu Yan's grin widens, a faint aura flaring around his shoulders as he replies, "Yes, Sister Lioli, I've successfully awakened my profession." Luo Lioli's expression shifts from joy to reproach as she warns, "Xiaoyan, you shouldn't have rewarded me with the healing liquid after my job change." Lu Yen replies calmly, "I'm fine like this." Luo Lioli continues, "However, this will affect your university entrance examination in 3 days." Lu Yan's gaze hardens, his hand gripping the vial as he calls, "Sister Lioli." He mutters, "If not for the fact that you helped me increase my blood essence and exchanged the reward for a blood essence tonic, things wouldn't have ended up like this. It's only right for me to do this," he declares. "Moreover, you should know your body's condition very well," he adds. "If you don't use the healing liquid now, you'll damage your body even more," he warns. Luo Lioli chuckles, shaking her head, then leans forward and asks, "You, what profession have you awakened?" Lu Yan asks, "It should be a combat profession, right?" Lu Yan's eyes flicker, a brief shadow crossing his face as he admits, "It's a combat profession, but it's a necromancer," his voice low. Luo Lioli's smile freezes, a ripple of concern crossing her face as she watches Lu Yan. Luo Lioli gently urges, "Little Yen, don't be discouraged." Lu Yan's shoulders relax, a determined fire igniting in his eyes as he says, "Don't worry, Sister Lioli." Lu Yen declares his resolve, "I'm going to get a good ranking in the university entrance examination." Luo Lioli exhales, relief softening her features, and says, "Then I'll look forward to your performance." A sudden knock reverberates through the ward as 3 figures in black suits step through the doorway. A low-angle view reveals the lead woman, a scar tracing the corner of her mouth, eyes sharp as she strides forward. The woman's voice cuts the silence. "Are you Lu Yen?" Lu Yan's brow furrows, his stance tense as he replies, "Yes, why?" The camera focuses on a badge-flashing Wang Feng, talent manager, Singa. The woman declares, "I came this time to invite you to join Singa." Lu Yan's pupils contract, a flash of recognition, and he whispers, "Singa!" A wide shot captures the hospital hallway, the 3 suited figures framed against stark lights, neon city glow seeping through the windows. The narration notes that the gang's members always dress in immaculate suits, exuding an upper-class aura. The camera pans over a dimly lit alley where 3 rival gangs loom, graffiti-splashed walls dripping with blood-red paint. A battered sign reads Singa in jagged neon, and the gang members move with ruthless swagger, silhouettes sharp against flickering streetlights. Lu Yen steps forward in the dim alley, his jaw clenched, and declares his refusal with a flat voice. His voice cuts the night air, eyes fixed ahead, unflinching as he repeats his resolve. The camera pans to a cramped university hallway, where students shuffle past bulletin boards plastered with exam notices. A narrator's voice explains that only those lacking confidence in the entrance exam or mired in poverty would consider joining a local faction like Singa. It adds that those who succeed can enter a university whose resources dwarf any gangs. Lu Yan's hand tightens around a worn notebook, his thoughts flashing to his hidden profession, the Undead Monarch. He imagines that a university rank would bring enough reward to heal Luo Lioli's injuries and secure excess wealth. A sharp-eyed woman in a dark coat narrows her eyes as she steps into the hospital room, voice low and mocking. She declares that it's the weakest combat profession. She urges him to forget the university entrance exam. She boasts that Singa has a level 25 necromancer. She offers to help him stand firm on the path of a necromancer. She adds that they can treat her injuries. Luo Lioli, lying on a hospital bed surrounded by sterile white sheets, lifts her head, eyes wide with fear, and pleads, "Lu Yen, don't agree to this." Her hand trembles as she reaches toward Lu Yan's arm, urging him that getting into a good university is more important than anything. Lu Yen shakes his head, his shoulders rigid, and says, "I won't join Singa." Wang Muyu calmly tells Lu Yen that he need not add another word. Wang Muyu sneers, stepping forward under the harsh fluorescent light that deepens the shadows on her face. Wang Muyu questions Lu Yen, saying, "You're only a necromancer, but you're actually thinking of entering a university." Wang Muyu dismisses him with a cold laugh. How laughable. Wang Muyu reminds Lu Yen, "The two of you are orphans and don't have the wealth to support the improvement of your physique." Wang Muyu adds, "You were lucky to awaken a combat profession." Wang Muyu concludes, "Your only way out is to join a local faction." Leaning in, Wang Muyu whispers coldly, "I won't force you." Wang Muyu warns, "After you fail the university entrance examination, I'll talk to you again." Wang Muyu turns and strides out, saying, "However, at that time, the benefits of joining Singa won't be as abundant as now." Lu Yan's brow furrows, his expression a mix of annoyance and resolve. Lu Yen knows being targeted by Singa is dangerous, but his confidence remains unshaken. A quick montage shows Lu Yen studying late-night textbooks, his grades climbing, and a bright university banner fluttering in the wind. The flash ends with his determined gaze. The flashback ends. After a brief conversation with Luo Liuli, Lu Yen exits the hospital, the hallway lights casting long shadows behind him as he walks toward his modest rented home in the old city. Lu Yen surveys his cramped apartment, where a pull-up bar, a mat, and a stack of weighted plates line the walls, preparing his training space. Lu Yen drops to the floor, muscles tensing as he launches into a relentless series of 300 push-ups. Sweat flies from his brow, and his breath hitches with each repetition, intensifying the effort. Just as he prepares to launch into jumping jacks, a synthetic voice crackles from a nearby device. The device announces that the host is preparing for the university entrance examination in 3 days. The achievement system has been activated. A voice informs him that rewards can be obtained by increasing his achievement points to a certain level. The device continues, announcing that the first achievement mission, Become Famous in School, has been activated. The mission details state that he must rank in the top 10 of the university entrance examination within 3 days to become a school celebrity. The reward for the mission is 10 free attribute points. The system displays a total of 100 achievement points. Lu Yen freezes, eyes widening, then breaks into a surprised grin as the realization hits him. He had expected only daily missions, not an achievement system promising greater rewards. He shakes his head, a smile playing on his lips, and mutters, "What am I thinking?" Determination fuels his movements as he rushes through the remaining exercises, jumping jacks and pull-ups, each completed with explosive speed. A bright chime rings in his ear, and the mission log flashes. Today's mission: push-up, 300 out of 300, jumping jack, 100 out of 100, confirming his completion. Lu Yen stands in his cramped apartment after completing the pull-up, panting lightly but wearing a triumphant grin as the neon city light filters through the cracked window. A glowing interface panel dominates the view, its neon borders pulsing as the mission completion screen lists 4 reward options. The panel continues to display options, including obtain 3 skill points, and a rare 4th line that reads, "I want all of them. Only young ones make choices." The UI highlights the choice, "I want all of them." A note appears on the screen indicating that this option rarely shows up. Lu Yan's hand hovers over the 4th reward, and his finger taps the option decisively. The screen flashes the confirmation chosen: all rewards. A warm amber glow spreads around Lu Yan's hand, coalescing into a leather-bound skill book that materializes in his grasp. He lifts the book, feeling the heat rise through his veins. Over his shoulder, Lu Yen flips his wrist, bringing up a floating holographic attribute panel. Numbers pulse beside each attribute, Strength 8, Physique 6, Agility 12, Intelligence 20. Bright plus signs glow behind each stat. Lu Yan's eyes widen as he exclaims, "Nice! I've obtained 3 free attribute points and 3 skill points." A grin breaking across his face. The camera catches the excitement in his expression. From a low angle, Lu Yan ponders, hands clasped, muttering about checking the profession skill book later before deciding how to use it. He shifts his gaze between the attribute panel and the book, calculating how to apply the free attribute points. Lu Yan studies the floating attribute panel, his eyes shifting between the glowing physique line and the open skill book, and decides to allocate his free points to his physique. Lu Yan taps the plus signs on the physique line, adding all 3 free points to his attribute. The numbers on the attribute panel update, showing physique 9, while the other attributes stay unchanged. A faint surge of power ripples through Lu Yan's body, and his posture straightens as he feels his strength solidify. Lu Yan exhales a breath of satisfaction, a small smile curling his lips. Lu Yan cracks open the skill book, and luminous glyphs spiral from the pages, wrapping the book in a radiant halo that streams into his skin. An extreme close-up reveals Lu Yan's eyes flashing as the new skill registers in his mind. Undead Netherworld Armor, Epic. The skill description appears, Level 0 summon undead power to form a dark armor that resists any damage. The interface shows the current resistance value, 20. The skill's duration is listed as 5 minutes. The cooldown is 6 hours, and Lu Yan's expression freezes in stunned awe. A wide view of the interface shows the skill rarity tiers, listing low, intermediate, high, master, grandmaster, and epic as the highest known level. Lu Yan presses the upgrade button, allocating his 3 newly earned skill points to the armor without hesitation. The interface updates, showing Undead Netherworld Armor, Epic. Level 3, resistance value, 35. The skill's duration is now 10 minutes. The cooldown is 5 hours, and a surge of dark energy briefly encircles his arms. Lu Yan studies the armor's data, noting that opponent's strengths cap around 20 to 25 while his own armor now blocks up to 35, giving him a decisive edge for the upcoming exam. A confident smile spreads across Lu Yan's face as he envisions his advantage. Lu Yan's eyes widen with realization as he notes that the armor consumes no energy, its description emphasizing its undead power. A thought bubble forms, pondering whether his hidden profession, the Undead Monarch, grants him a massive passive advantage. The phone on the table vibrates, emitting a faint buzz. Lu Yan reaches for the vibrating phone, his fingers sliding over the screen to reveal a new message from Yang Wei. The camera pans over a sleek, modern apartment block at dusk, neon pink lights flickering in the windows. A muted hum of traffic fills the air as the elevator doors open on the 3rd floor, revealing a familiar hallway lined with pastel-colored doors. Lu Yan's knuckles rattle the wood as he lifts his palm to knock, his posture tense yet determined. The door swings inward to reveal Yang Wei, drenched in sweat, his hair plastered to his forehead. His eyes blaze with frantic excitement, but a flicker of fear glints in the corners of his gaze. Without waiting, Yang Wei lunges forward, gripping Lu Yan's shirt and pulling him inside, shouting, "Lu Yan, come in quickly!" Inside the cramped hallway, Yang Wei wipes a slick bead of sweat from his brow, inhaling sharply. He turns his head toward Lu Yan, eyebrows raised, and asks, "What's wrong with you? Are you watching something dirty?" Yang Wei's expression flickers, confusion, then resolve, before he declares, "Something happened to me." Yang Wei's voice trembles as he admits that he cannot explain the events for a while, the words hanging in the pink-lit bedroom. Yang Wei grabs Lu Yan by the shoulder and drags him toward the bedroom, his palms still damp with a strange residue. The bedroom door bursts open, flooding the room with a harsh pink glow that washes over everything inside. The walls pulse with the pink light, casting the space in a surreal, almost seductive hue. A figure leaps from the pink haze, a flawless face, tiny black wings fluttering, and a pink tail that curls into a heart shape. Crimson eyes blaze from the succubus, fixed on Yang Wei, who freezes in shock. Yang Wei's voice cracks as he shouts Lu Yen, the sound echoing through the pinklit room. "Quick!" he yells, urgency crackling in his tone. "Quickly pull this woman off me!" Yang Wei cries, his body trembling under the succubus's weight. Lu Yan's eyes widen with shock as he lunges forward, snatching at the succubus's arm. His fingers close around her wrist just as she turns, a teasing smile playing on her lips. The succubus whispers, "Do you also want to play with me?" A wave of intoxicating charm ripples toward Lu Yan. Lu Yan's cheeks flare crimson, his breath quickening as a heat surge washes over him, his muscles twitching as if he's sprinting. A dark green aura erupts from Lu Yan's torso, spiraling outward in a vortex that engulfs his form. The succubus recoils, her body hurled backward by the unseen force, slamming into the large bed with a thud that rattles the room. She lands on the mattress, eyes wide with terror, as the green energy crackles around her. Lu Yan's flushed face drained of color, his sweat evaporating instantly, and his expression shifted to bewildered focus. Yang Wei gasped, his perspiration disappearing in a puff, his chest heaving as he looked between Lu Yan and the fallen succubus. Lu Yan demanded, "Yang Wei, what's going on?" Lu Yan asked, "You summoned a succubus." Lu Yan remarked, "But something's wrong with this succubus." Lu Yan glanced at the succubus sprawled on the bed, her alluring form now tinged with fear, while his mind raced with unanswered questions. Yang Wei, still panting, replied, "I'm not sure what's happening either." Yang Wei began, "The thing I summoned seems..." Yang Wei finished, "Abnormal." Yang Wei continued, voice trembling, "Other summoners can only summon one creature at a time." Yang Wei added, "As they grow stronger, they summon tougher beings." Yang Wei's shoulders slumped as he said, "But I can summon different creatures." Yang Wei recounted, "I first called a huge golden python, but when it wasn't a demon girl I cancelled it." Yang Wei said, "Then I tried the succubus again." Yang Wei gestured helplessly, "I thought a succubus would be cool, so I showed you." Yang Wei added, "But right after I messaged you, I felt something was off." Yang Wei clenches his jaw, admitting that the succubus has slipped beyond his command. Lu Yan narrows his eyes, his voice sharp as he questions the loss of control. Yang Wei asks how a summoner could fail to command his summoned creature. Yang Wei shakes his head, admitting his own confusion. Yang Wei explains he only wanted to show Lu Yan the succubus, never expected an attack. The succubus, curled on the bed, lifts her head and spreads a mischievous grin. The succubus coos, "What attack?" in a teasing tone. The succubus whispers, "I just want the two of you to play with me." Yang Wei jerks upright, pointing a trembling finger at the figure lying on the bed. Lu Yan shouts, "Look, damn it!" as he tries to draw attention to the danger. Lu Yan declares that the succubus's consciousness is completely independent. Yang Wei laments that if he hadn't summoned her, he would have thought a wild succubus was coming to drain him. The figure on the bed parts its lips in a slow lick, then turns its head toward Yang Wei. Lu Yan mutters, "I didn't know that master likes it that way." The succubus purrs, "Come here, I'll suck you dry," and steps forward. Lu Yan throws his body in front of Yang Wei, forming a solid barrier between the two. The succubus pauses, its eyes flickering with a hint of fear as it meets Lu Yan's imposing stance. Lu Yan narrows his eyes and asks Yang Wei about the succubus's attributes. Yang Wei blinks and rushes forward, declaring he has not checked yet. Yang Wei admits his excitement. Yang Wei offers to examine the succubus. A high-pitched scream erupts from Yang Wei. Yang Wei shouts in surprise. Yang Wei declares the succubus is level 20. Lu Yan's mouth hangs open as he processes the impossible level. Lu Yan glances at Yang Wei and asks if he can control the golden python. Yang Wei's expression brightens as he answers yes. Yang Wei recounts the calm behavior of the golden python. Lu Yan leans in, whispering to the succubus about her summoning abilities. Lu Yen tells Yang Wei that his summoning ability seems random. Yang Wei's shoulders slump as he asks Lu Yen what to do now. Yang Wei feels the succubus was absorbing his essence previously. Yang Wei asks anxiously whether the succubus will drain him, while Lu Yen listens intently. Lu Yen shakes his head and fixes his gaze on Yang Wei, urging him not to overthink. Lu Yen tells Yang Wei to calm down and try to reverse the summoning. Yang Wei slaps his forehead, acknowledging the point. Yang Wei exclaims in frustration about not thinking to cancel the summoning. Yang Wei bites his finger, draws a bloodied circle on the floor, and slams his palm onto the glyph. A buzzing sound echoes as Lu Yen steps forward, his aura flickering green. The glyph erupts into a radiant ring that expands, engulfing the succubus before Yang Wei. The succubus glances at Lu Yen with hatred before being consumed by the light. Yang Wei collapses to the floor, wiping sweat from his brow, and mutters in relief. Yang Wei whispers that it worked. Lu Yen steps forward, frowning, and asks Yang Wei what's wrong. Lu Yen questions why Yang Wei's summoning ability is so strange. Yang Wei's cheeks tighten into a bitter smile as he replies, "How would I know?" Yang Wei jokes that his life can't be special just because he's the main character. Lu Yen pauses, then encourages Yang Wei not to be discouraged. Lu Yen remarks that the current predicament might not be a bad thing, hinting at a hidden advantage. Lu Yen explains that although the summoned creature cannot be controlled, the summoning can at least be cancelled. Lu Yen adds a hypothetical, imagining Yang Wei summoning a powerful creature during the university entrance examination and hiding it far away. Lu Yen suggests that letting the creature fight could earn Yang Wei high marks in the exam. Yang Wei's eyes widen as he asks, "Will this really work?" Lu Yen replies confidently, "Of course." Lu Yen reminds Yang Wei that the summoning can always be cancelled if needed. Lu Yen challenges, "What's there to be afraid of?" Yang Wei's demeanor flips. He leaps to his feet, laughing, "Ha ha ha! I knew it." Yang Wei declares proudly, "I, Yang Wei, am a genius." Yang Wei boasts, "I'm the only summoner in the world who can summon a creature that surpasses my level by 20. Lu Yen raises a hand in warning. "However, if you end up summoning a caterpillar, it will be over." Yang Wei's smile freezes. Then he shrugs, "Who cares?" Yang Wei declares, "If I really summon a caterpillar, I'll accept it." Yang Wei grabs Lu Yan's arm, pulling him toward a nearby screen, eager to show a new videotape. Lu Yen steps back, shaking his head. "I'm not as free as you, Yang Wei." Lu Yan's voice carried a weary resolve as he declared, "I still have many things to do." Lu Yen stepped out of Yang Wei's house, the night air brushing against his skin as he headed toward his own dwelling. Inside his modest room, Lu Yen began a brief training routine, his muscles tensing as he prepared for the day ahead. In his modest bedroom, Lu Yen stood beneath the dim glow of a single lamp, the light carving sharp shadows across the cluttered desk. He clenched his fists, a faint tremor rippling through his muscles as a subtle glow pulsed around his torso, hinting at newfound strength. The camera pushed in on his clenched jaw, a low-angle close-up that caught the determined spark in his eyes. Lu Yen carried steaming bowls of food through a narrow alley, his steps steady and purposeful. Later, he leaned against a rust-stained wall, laughing with Luo Lioli, whose hand rested lightly on his shoulder. He trained alone in a cramped room, striking at an invisible opponent, sweat flying from his brow, each punch leaving a faint afterimage of kinetic energy. The sequence is set to a rapid, rhythmic cut, each beat saturated with amber light. Luo Lioli sat on a hospital cot, a translucent injector still glinting beside her. A soft, blue-white glow emanated from her veins, indicating the high-grade healing liquid had stabilized her condition. The camera lingered on the steady rise and fall of her chest, then pulled back to show Lu Yen watching her from the doorway, his expression a mix of relief and resolve. A holographic display hovers in the sterile hospital corridor, its panels flickering as the daily mission rewards cycle across the screen. Lu Yen hovers his hand over the holographic options, his fingertips poised above the Free Attribute Points button. His eyes narrow and a faint grin spreads across his face as he declares, "I'll take the free points," while the panel flashes and a subtle electric crackle underscores his decision. The scene holds a brief pause, showing only the quiet of the apartment. 2 days later, the holographic interface reappears, now presenting only 2 selectable options. Lu Yen furrows his brow while scanning the limited options, then taps the free attribute points again, saying calmly, "Again." A brief, sharp sound punctuates the selection, and the screen displays the reduced reward of 2 points. Another moment of silence passes in the apartment. On the 3rd day, a 3rd option glints, a skill book for the fighter profession. Lu Yan's gaze flickers to the skill book icon, then returns to the free points option. He shakes his head, murmuring, "Strength first," before selecting the attribute points once more. The camera captures his decisive gesture, a swift motion that sends a ripple of light through the interface. The frame remains empty, showing only the quiet of the apartment. A close-up of Lu Yan's data panel fills the screen, numbers glowing in neon green. The panel lists the stats: Strength 8, Physique 9, Agility 12, Intelligence 20. He leans forward, eyes scanning the stats, as the room is bathed in a cool, analytical light. The apartment is silent, with no characters visible in the frame. Lu Yen hovers his hand over the attribute grid and begins to allocate points. His fingers tap the Strength option 3 times, then the Physique option 4 times, each press accompanied by a soft chime. His expression tightens with concentration, the panels glow reflecting off his determined face. The apartment remains empty, with no visible activity. The attribute panel updates, numbers shifting upward. The screen shows the updated stats: Strength 11, Physique 13, Agility 12, Intelligence 20. Lu Yen steps back, a satisfied smile breaking across his features. Warm, triumphant light bathes him as his muscles tighten, outlining his biceps. The apartment scene ends with no characters on screen. Lu Yen strides toward the apartment door, his steps firm as the sunrise-colored shaft of light pours down the hallway behind him. A low-angle tracking shot follows Lu Yan's confident gait, the camera gliding just above the floor as he moves forward. Lu Yen mutters, "Time for the university entrance exam," his voice echoing with resolve as he pauses near the doorway. The apartment remains quiet, with no one visible in the frame. Outside, the school's grand gates loom, bathed in golden sunlight. Lu Yen bursts through the gates, his silhouette outlined against the bright sky, exuding confidence. The scene shows no visible characters. A sleek black car erupts from the shadows of the Singa headquarters, its tires screeching on the pavement. The vehicle accelerates, headlights slicing through the morning mist as it speeds toward the People's Hospital. The camera tilts dramatically, tracking the car's rapid descent, the tension of the chase palpable.